When I was 350 pounds, I would not have dreamed of working in the film industry. I mean, even though I had in years past, um, for one, I was too self-conscious because everybody else around you mostly is pretty tiny, you know. But I decided to become a script supervisor. Well, that means I have to follow the director everywhere. And sometimes that means up hills, down hills. I rode around all one day in the back of a small pickup with 6 other guys. They were talking camera guys, sound guys, and stuff. I wouldn't have been able to, number one, get in the truck because I had to climb up there. Number two, there wouldn't have been room for a couple of those guys if I was in there at 350 pounds. And it would have been really uncomfortable. I mean, now I find myself in scrawny little places hiding. You know, it's like even shooting indoors, sometimes I'm backed up against a wall with my clipboard and the camera's right here, and, you know, the sound guy's right here, and we're scrunched into the corner of a bedroom or something shooting a scene with some people across the room. They probably wouldn't have hired me because I probably would have looked like somebody that would have been more of a liability, you know, and, you know, plus, you know, I would have been out of breath all the time because I have to wander around with these guys. And like I said, I have been in very uncomfortable positions working as a script supervisor that I never could have done. You know, it's not that I'm looking for places to work that are uncomfortable, but it might be a film that looks like it's a fun film to work on, and if I want to do it, I've got to be fit enough to do it. And I definitely was not at 350. And even as a musician, I find, you know, I have been playing music my whole life, and I can play circles around a lot of people out there because I just grew up in the business. But at 350 pounds, who wanted to ask me to be in their band? Who wanted me on stage with them? You know, that's a really uncool thing to say, but generally that's the way it is. You know, not everybody is accepting people. I mean, Mama Cass Elliot, she was, you know, there are not only a few people that are like her that people will accept. Generally speaking, if, you know, they want some cute little thing out front, you know, on stage or whatever. And so I just avoided a lot of opportunities because I was afraid that I would be rejected. And a lot of times I was, you know. The band I was working with at the time I had the surgery, they were really cool guys, and they didn't care what size I was, you know. But I kind of wondered sometimes if we didn't get certain gigs because of the way I looked, you know, or, you know, I don't know. I mean, I always dressed nice, I wasn't one of these ladies that wore spandex pants with the shirt up here with my stomach all hanging out. You know, I dressed in a way that I felt like I looked professional and whatnot, and dressed, you know, nicely. But I was aware that I was huge. And, you know, I didn't like looking at me in the mirror, so I figured other people probably didn't want to watch me up on a stage looking like that either. So yeah, losing weight has opened the doors in a lot of ways for a lot of things for me. And, you know, I struggled for a long time with a lot of dieting, you know, and a lot of other things. And, you know, there are some times you get to a certain point, and because of health issues and stuff, you don't have a choice. You know, I hear people all the time say, well, you should have just quit eating so much. Well, that's just fine, you know. But just not eating so much wasn't so easy, you know. And I didn't eat a lot. People would see how much I would eat, and most people would lose weight on that, but I couldn't because I was sticking insulin in me, and it was creating problems. Some people just don't know, you know. It's like, you know, I love Jay Leno, but he's always dumping on fat people. Well, he just doesn't know, you know. And, you know, my heart breaks when I see people that are overweight. You know, I see sometimes in the grocery store, especially young girls that are like 300 pounds, and I want to say, honey, you know, have you thought about doing this, you know, but I don't do that, you know, but I mean, I want to because I know that they're not healthy. I know they don't feel good. You know, I know it's a hardship for them to take care of their children, you know, because I went through all that, you know, and, you know, there is another solution. You don't have to be starving yourself. You don't have to beat yourself up. You don't have to kill yourself at a gym because those things may not work for you. You know, if you've tried all that and it doesn't work, this is the last resort, you know. It's not, I don't tell people they're just a little overweight, oh, maybe we'll get a lap band. No, this is the last resort, you know, and it's just, at least there's hope.